In the ongoing search to explain sightings of unexplained aerial phenomena, researchers constantly hunt for a smoking gun, a photo or a document which would once and for all blow the lid off of the can of secrets kept by the governments of the world. The clandestine agencies working their hardest to hide technology, alien contact, and other amazing things from the general population. Often these groups are thought as being elite security agencies, highly trained with the inside track on what is going on behind the curtain of reality that is presented to us by the mainstream media. This being said, once in a while these groups release information on their activities, and sometimes it can be eye-opening. Not just in the things they keep secret, but also in how sometimes they are as clueless as the rest of us. One of these document dumps has recently taken place. Do these papers finally show us if UFOs are fact or fiction? Let's take a look. Welcome to IF, videos on history and mystery. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. An assortment of documentation from the US security agency, the CIA, has been released. This info dates from the 40s and runs through the first half of the 1990s. The bulk of these documents cover strange events that the agency pursued out of their own interests or from following the orders given by those above. The inquiries looked at many odd and strange sightings of everything from ghosts and UFOs to mystery animals and suspicious technologies. This compilation of reports is available to anyone who wants to read them, maybe to see if there is any truth to the strange stories and cover-ups that have been legendary in the fields of paranormal and extraterrestrial research. Do they uncover the truth and provide the smoking gun I mentioned in the intro that many are looking for? The reports run from 1947 to 1990 and can be found on the C.I.A. website linked above. I will also show some of them throughout this video. This long list of secrets records much more than UFO sightings. It also gives us a peek into some programs that have long been secret and subject to many conspiracy theories. These include the Stargate program, something which has been subject to the mentioned speculation. This dossier of secrets contains over 800,000 files which have been hidden from public view for decades, only coming to light today thanks to the efforts and appeals using the Freedom of Information Act by dedicated researchers forcing the CIA's hand. For most of the document's history, they were only accessible at the CIA National Archives located in Maryland. This treasure trove of several 100,000 pages of intelligence analysis and science research and development show that the Stargate project dealt with psychic powers and extrasensory perception. They tell of how the spy organization recruited famous people that claimed they had these abilities. One of these superstars of the program is a man I have talked about before, Uri Geller. Memos detail how Mr. Geller joined the agency and the program back in 1973 and from day one was able to partly replicate pictures drawn in another room with varying accuracy, this leading the researchers to write that he demonstrated his paranormal perceptual ability in a convincing and unambiguous manner. This glowing report on Geller gives us a sneak peek as to how the CIA was perceiving the world at that time, an age when paranoia was at its highest, at the peak of the Cold War. There are also reports on the possible Soviet use of parapsychology, details of telepathic remote viewing, with disconcerting sketches of metal structures and a creepy advertisement for Buffalo Bill's Wax Museum in Colorado. This enabling a period of history when all possibilities were open to be studied, no matter how alternative, in an attempt to gain the smallest of advantages over the USSR. This openness, it would seem, has been lost since the end of the Cold War, which I think is a real shame. So what secrets can we learn from these documents? Well, maybe you would like to find the recipe for German disappearing ink. One of the sections contained in the database is focused on secret writing methods and techniques. Secret referring to the invisible ink that was used, the strategies for creating handwritten secret notes, and even how to utilize invisible photography. It might not be the most high technology, but it's useful stuff for those that want to avoid digital spying. Next, probably the subject that the majority of us would look up first: UFO photos and analysis of extraterrestrial visitation to our planet. One report documents a UFO spotted by 2 police officers patrolling the Lithuanian border on June 26, 1996. Contained in the pages is a description of the incident, which reads as follows: vehicle loads of soldiers from the ARAS Rapid Reaction Force, sniffer dogs, and police reinforcements immediately arrived on the scene of the emergency. They noticed a spherical object hanging and pulsing. At the same time, they heard what they described as a strange sound like an electric or electronic crackle. When they moved about 50 meters through the long grass, the police said the sphere moved away, rose higher, and rapidly departed. Another strange thing about this sighting was the reports of a persistent sound that was recorded and defied explanation. Lithuanian scientists finding it impossible to hunt down any reason for the incident. Declassified in 2007, the next report looks at an odd occurrence which took place in the middle of the Cold War, the Berlin Tunnel. This CIA report denotes a joint operation between the CIA and British Secret Intelligence Services, SIS. This was a plan between the two countries to tunnel into Soviet-occupied Berlin and then tap phone lines which would carry secrets from the Soviet Army headquarters. The plan was unsuccessful, as the idea was leaked to the Russians. But the Russians were no fools. They decided to let the plan go ahead until they revealed its existence in 1956. This event was highly embarrassing for the two agencies. Who was the man that caused the plan to fail? These documents tell us a double agent known as George Blake was responsible. I guess they would have to have hunted this man down and detained him, hoping to get some dirt on the Russians to counter their failure. And while on the subject of detention, there is a section of the files that also reveal a lot about the CIA's methods when it comes to those they have captured. Documents related to the former detention and interrogation program, which contained information right up to the early 2000s. This included an email that gives us an idea of what was going on then and possibly now. The sender says, "This morning I informed the front office of CTC that I will no longer be associated in any way with the interrogation program due to the serious reservations I have about the current state of affairs. Instead, I will be retiring shortly. This is a train wreck waiting to happen, and I intend to get the hell off this train before it does happen." These pages give us just a snippet of what goes on behind the curtain of national and international security. One thing is for sure, there is always something going on, and that we are kept in the dark about it. Do you think we should be allowed to see all that they have hidden? Do you think they are really hiding proof of UFOs and other mysteries? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what we do here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.